a Dyson DC04, the clutchless sort of base model, I would like to call it, DC04 Lime. And this is what you think of, because indeed it has lime bits on it. But it's about the only bit about this thing that could be considered juicy, because on the face of it, it doesn't look too bad. But I think we are going to be hampered on this being a viable little project by a couple of missing parts, which are going to prove quite expensive to get hold of. So this video is going to be going through this to work out if it's going to be viable or not. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner chums. How are you today? Crikey, 10 years ago, if we'd have done this, we would have had a much easier time, I think. The Dyson DC04, bless it, is getting very old. And the problem with it being very old is that parts start to become a bit difficult. So yes, I took this in part exchange, didn't take anything, a fiver off, a Hoover, some description, you know. We do that on here, we play with vacuum cleaners, and it's been sat in the corner for a couple of weeks now because we're missing a latch here, and this is really annoying because the problem is, this is one of those parts I always say, do not ever try and take off, ever, because when you do, the little nubs on the end, one of them will snap off and the entire then top of the cyclone is scrap. And I must have thrown tens of the little clip that sits there away, thinking, yeah, who's ever going to take that off to get another one on? It's just never going to happen. And lo and behold, look, there it is. And yeah, I reckon a new clip heated up, you can put it back on. Problem is, you cannot buy just the clip. You need to buy a whole cyclone, which is about, well, it's about £15 plus. It's about 20 quid. Although I haven't yet asked if anybody has just a clip. I will do that in a minute. But yeah, that is problem number one. It's a shame actually because the cyclone is mint, but as you can see, the rest of the machine is just faded. It would probably look better to put a faded cyclone on here. Again, I've probably had several gone. Other bigger problem is this is missing here, which is a straight £6 posted. So that at least is an easy known thing. But yeah, I don't want to go splaffing a load of money before we work out if this is even worth it. So we should take off the cord, which is there, not too damaged. Plug is the usual square-bodied Dyson affair. The whole thing is filthy as well. That's the other slight issue with it. If I'm not going to do anything with it, I want it out the house. So yeah, no pressure on us. We then have three very nice, genuine, although I do believe that this one is a later replacement, being steel and not silver, but you know, nobody ever cares about that. Three very nice tools, not too bad so far. This is where we are going to find out if this is worth it or not, because again, these Dysons, these particular Dysons without the floor control slash clutch slash whatever, have a completely different hose. And because these were never a popular model, and because I think the other hose does fit on, they never, haven't, whatever, made a replacement hose in this specific style. So the fact that that is, you know, this is the problem is if I put this on eBay and get £15 for it, just on the hose, but where's the fun in that, really? It is not broken, that is fine. The wand, we need to look for cracking all in these ribs here, and it doesn't seem to be any. It is just dirt, and again, this is, I've got a spare spring, that's not the problem. In fact, I've got a yellow cap, but I mean, if I'm going to go to all the efforts of not just smashing this up and sticking it in the bin, we're not just going to put a yellow cap on the end of here. Right, what else? This feels like Becco lectured you about Dyson DC04s today. Right, this here, these have a habit of snapping off, which doesn't really affect it too much, but looks awful. They are better than the DC07 though, at not snapping this bit off. Right, let's take off the bin, because we've got to hold it carefully. It's full of yucky rubbish, And we're not going to delve too deeply into that. That is all there. We shall pop the filter though. And yes, don't worry, that was my phone, not yours. Ooh. Why is the filter not coming out? What have I missed? It just hinges up, doesn't it? It's not... Oh, it was stuck on with grime. Ugh. Disgusting, although not terrible. I think this guy's a smoker. And it shows. There we go. That's the main problem with it. That clip is quite key, quite critical. Right, here is a post motor filter which is fitted incorrectly. You'll see a little cutout here which is not aligning. Where is it? Or in fact, yeah, that goes at the front, and then that bit there should line up with that bit there. So in theory, we can just pop that off because it's nice and simple. It'd be better if that was at the front, because otherwise it's a right old pain with a screwdriver. And we've had a replacement filter, and it's not too bad by the looks of it. It's not stuck on here, as they are from the factory. The guy said he bought this used and refurbished, so it's obviously seen attention once and was probably worth doing back then. Now, no, changeover valve blockage thing, that's okay. Let's turn it upside down and have a closer look underneath. Where the grimness continues with cobwebs. The hose is not split, that's okay. Brush roll is pretty good actually, that's not bad. Oh, it's leaking screws, look. Oh, bless him. Yeah, it's okay mechanically, I think. We're about to turn it on because it works okay. The guy only upgraded because he got bored, really. And I'd imagine that missing clip would be a pain in the bum because you can't really pick the machine up very easily without it. Oh, So yes, this DC04 hasn't got any other nasty surprises versus what we already know about. I'm going to get plugged in and we'll see if we can give this a bit of a clean up. Okay, here we go then. Let's see how well it runs. No suction, but it's running. There is zero suction coming from this thing, and I think the main problem is this. Take you out, put you... Oh, I shouldn't carry it like that, should I? Oh, that was lucky. Oh, instantly better. So that's enough of that. Oh, bless it, it works perfectly. It would do somebody a good deal for £40–50 once done. And doesn't really need anything more than just a wash and a clean, and a new belt and some new filters, which you can never deny of any vacuum cleaner, especially a theoretically 20-ish-year-old one such as this. Oh, it just depends on finding those parts. So I think you will see this again, although not soon. Hopefully somebody's got a scrap cyclone that they can take that off with a hammer if needed, as long as they don't break the thing itself. And then £5 for a one cap isn't too bad. I can stomach that, and yeah, we'll then hopefully have a still very faded but working better, not so grimy DC04 afterwards. Who knows? But hey, I thought I'd show it to you anyway, because I bet these are quite common. Comment down below, have you ever had one of these? Have you ever had DC04 Constant Max, which is basically one of these, just with a little filtery thing on the top and in a different colour? I did have one of those once, but gave it to AG123, Mr. George, because he loved it far more than I did. So there we go, you'll probably see this again, hopefully looking a fair bit better. And until then, I thank you very much for watching, hope you have enjoyed, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.